Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another video for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 10, Episode 21, called Who's Your Daddy? And Safari, you the daddy of both those kids. Let's not even try to twist this. All right. So, speaking of Safari, we have him at the studio rehearsing some song. The song, I don't know. Does it sound nice? Not really. And Mendices and his son Lil Mendices, Lil M, which I abbreviated for, they come to visit him in the studio. I guess Lil M wants to record some music too, but I guess since he's 16, they tell him to go write 16 bars while they chop it up amongst themselves. So Safari and Mendices talk about what's been going on in each of their lives. And, we talk about Mendices and his baby mama getting married, all this stuff. Yandy and the mama don't really get along too well. They're cordial and all that, whatever. We were just discussed that last episode. Little M, whatever. Lil M said he's gonna just chop it up with his mom first, and then later on down the line, daddy and Yandy can meet homeboy. Everything will resolve itself. Okay, that's not the major issue in this scene. The major issue in this scene is we have Safari. He's talking about his son looks nothing like him. His daughter, he sees himself in her and whatnot. She looked like him and all that stuff. But his son, he don't look nothing like him. You do realize you're not the only person that made the child, right, Safari? You do realize it takes two to make a child, so sometimes the child may look like the other parent, But no, it don't look nothing like him, so he's questioning if it's his kid. So he's thinking about doing a DNA test because it's crossed his mind. I'm like, oh, this is where we're going. We're going to do this storyline. Not even just the error of there's 21 episodes in this season alone, but the fact that now we bringing up past storylines and refurbishing it into somebody else's storyline. Okay, so now you're going to do okay, whatever. So then how you going to feel when it comes back that it's your child and that you just did this for the TV show? But no, Mendices doesn't be like, oh, it's yours. Don't even do that. Because at first he tried, but now he's bringing up Rich and how Rich and Erica, they still converse and all this stuff. Da 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 da. So Safari's talking about he's not surprised, but he's definitely going to have to talk with Rich because, he's breaking code. With Love and Hip Hop, with all ratchet reality, there's not really any code, really, because all y'all for yourselves. I know that you guys want to make it seem like there's some code, friendship code, guy code, girl code, all that stuff. Ain't no code. Ain't no code between none of y'all, because at the end of the day, all y'all be messy with each other, and all y'all crisscross and sleep with each other. Ain't no code. So Safari, okay, if you want to say so, but I mean, I didn't watch Love and Hip Hop New York, but from what Rich says later on, it seemed like you did the kind of the same thing to him. So I mean, at this point, I don't know. But we get to Sierra. Her and her best friend Jody, they meet up to talk, and coming to find out, Sierra got engaged for the 10th billionth time. To the 10th billionth man. And okay, I don't want this message. Okay. Anyway, congratulations. The ring is nice. It's big and it's nice. And I'm just like, dang, how much money does Eric have? He's just banking because he just, buying things and buying things and buying things. And no matter how bigger and better the things get, you still not satisfied, Sierra. But Jody seems happy for her, but Sierra wants to complain. Of course, Sierra's not going to do nothing else but complain. She's talking about how her and Eric, they got a power trip and, they're both alphas and she's used to being independent and whatnot. And getting married was her dream. But now it's like Eric is a good guy, but they just can't get on one accord. So Jody mentions they should, first Sierra said she should do counseling, but Jody was like, you guys should both go to counseling and do therapy together. So Sierra agrees. Sierra, you need to do counseling one-on-one and also counseling with Eric. You need both because this whole it needs to be my way or the highway. I'm never satisfied. You need to realize why that is that you're never satisfied and learn to be satisfied with yourself first because this relationship ain't gonna work. Eric, the fact that Eric tries again and again and you still not satisfied and he still stays, that's a problem for me. I mean, if he stays, that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna stick beside you, I guess. But Sierra, I'm just like I'm not feeling how you treat your homeboy. Cause he's just throwing cash at you at this point to get you everything and anything that he can get you to make you happy and you're still not happy. So and it can't just be, oh, it's his fault, it's his fault. Do you take any accountability for your actions in this? No. Well, this is more reason why you need to go to therapy. So for Sierra, okay, whatever. I'm glad that you realize there's an issue, but I think you're looking for the answers in the wrong places because I think it lies within you. Anyway, we're gonna move on. We get to Rashida. I think this is the only scene we have of her in this episode. She sit down with her mom and her dad so they can talk and discuss things. It seems to kind of go okay at first for the most part, but it seems more of Rashida owning up for her faults and mistakes for talking to her dad the way she did when they talked on the phone last time. But he not taking accountability for nothing because he says he did nothing wrong in the situation. And he said he did his best in life and Rashida turned out great. So Rashida is upset with that. Then she wants to bring up Kirk and how he never liked Kirk. And from what homeboy with her dad, his issue is like Kirk dogged your ass out. So why would I like Kirk knowing what he done did to you? So she wants to defend Kirk because, she always going to defend Kirk to the nines. But, I was with you, Rashida, but when your dad brought up Kirk and all this stuff, I had to do a little replay of like all 10 seasons of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Your husband did a lot. Your husband did a lot, Rashida, and I'm sorry, I gotta be with homeboy Harold on this one, cause Uncle Harold, cause yeah, your husband did a lot, like a whole lot. So of course she didn't like when he done said that, and Rashida want to throw it back at him. What about what he did to all the females he been with and dogging them out, all that stuff. So the dad gets defensive, and he's like, that ain't got nothing to do with her. She need a STFU, shut the up. Okay, this ain't about me. So of course they're gonna go back and forth. Rashida feeling offended. She's telling him to leave. You got Shirlene Pearline in the back. Shout out to Justin J. 1232 now king of reads, but Justin J 1232. But Shirley's just like, no. I'm like, what is going on here? This whole scene to me, I'm just like, okay, we're gonna really try to it up and be dramatic, okay? Because of course it's gonna go to commercial for dramatic effect. Come back from commercial for dramatic effect. Shirley is still saying no all over the dang place, and now the dad wants to get on Shirley and talking about she could have spoke up a little bit more. For what? To do what? To defend you? What is there to defend? Because you're not taking accountability for nothing. Maybe if you did, she would feel some type of, okay, at least he's trying to apologize. But you're not even doing that. So there's nothing to stick up for nobody. Y'all seem to have it handled very well on both ends. Not really, but she don't got to jump in. She's just there to observe, I guess, just like the rest of us. So they keep going back and forth a little bit more. Then the dad keeps saying, oh, he wasn't the best, but he wasn't the worst. Uncle Harold, I can't talk, I never can talk. Weird flex, but okay. That's not really something to boast about, sir. It's, you wasn't the best, so how can you try to be the best now? That's what you should have said, but in this case you didn't. So Rashida I think at this point she's just looking at her dad like, are you serious right now? And Shirley's asking, is there any way that he can have a conversation with Kirk? And the dad says, he doesn't disagree, but he's like, what does Kirk think about me? And then he's like, you know what? I don't even care what Kirk thinks about me. And Rashida wants to then boast because, of course, since we're still talking about Kirk, because this whole scene is about Kirk at this point, he says, Kirk did more to you than I did to you. Rashida doesn't disagree. She kind of agrees with them. But then she wants to boast about, but me and Kirk, we've been together for 22 years. Y'all didn't even last a year. Once again, Rashida, yes, y'all been together for, over 2 decades. Congratulations, I guess. But I mean, that's not really nothing to boast about because throughout the 22 years, it's been very atrocious. It's not the word I wanted to use, but I feel like if I say the word, it's not going to come out the way I wanted to say, the proper way to say it. So I'm not going to say it. But it's been hell and high water for your 22 years of marriage. Homeboy done did a lot to you, just in the 10 years alone. So, I mean, congratulations for sticking beside him because that's all it really was, that you stuck beside him. Um, you guys seem in a better place now, but it's not something like, okay, you guys just work through, random disagreements and being two different people. No, homeboy dogged you out and embarrassed you as a husband, and you just chose to stay beside him. So it's not really, great 22 years. No, because I can guarantee you a lot of people would have left. A lot of people would have left. And honestly, if you did half of the things he did to you, Rashida, I don't even know if he would have stayed. Because, I see women all the time. They'll stay for a man no matter how much they done did to them. But you cheat on a man once, homeboy is gone. So for me, I just feel like if you're not going to stay with me, if I were to do it to you, why would I stay with you if you're going to do it to me? I'm just saying. But, okay, yeah, 22 years. Let's give Rashida and Kirk a round of applause, folks. They've been together for 2 decades. And, that's more than people can say. But at the same time, people's been together for much longer and they didn't have to deal with none of that stuff for Rashida. I'm just saying. But, okay, sure. And Charlene asked one more time for him to come sit with them for dinner. And Uncle Harold agrees. And that's that for them. We're going to see what happens next week with them. We get to the guys. They come together for a poker night to celebrate Eric's engagement. And once Eric comes through, he sits down. They congratulate him and all that stuff. They give him unsolicited advice because he's saying, oh, they don't have a date yet, but they're going to get married this year. So I guess 2022. I don't know if it's going to be on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Hopefully season 11 because we don't need 49 episodes for one season. That's just ridiculous. But they give unsolicited advice. He seems to, be okay with that for the most part. Okay, cool, whatever. Then we get to talking about Jock and Mita. Jock still denying that they had sex anytime recently, within the past few years, whatever. We get to Mendices. Here goes, first off, Mendices was already messy to bringing up Rich when he was talking with Safari at the studio. But now we doing this poker night for Eric and stuff. But now you gotta bring up Rich. No, not only the fact that he brought up Rich. Not you want to first bring up like, have you got that paternity thing situated yet? So of course all the guys, and Scrappy always gives the faces like, what the hell you talking about? Everybody looking at him like, paternity for what? Then was it Mendices who brought up Rich? Was it? I think he said something about Rich. No, yes, it was. Sorry. Because I didn't remember. Mendices also brought up, oh, I think Rich going to need a paternity test too. So then, of course, here goes Rich and Safari going back and forth a little bit. So Safari confronts Rich about texting Erica. Rich is, telling us in a confessional. I don't think he said it to him, Safari face to face, but he's like, so what's your point? Yeah, I texted her and Safari said it was a slap in the face. So Safari, when you did all that stuff to Erica, you didn't think it was like a slap in the face to her? We You want to say, well, a lot of people want to play victim in a lot of stuff, but you realize you be doing stuff like that and worse to others. So how you think they be feeling, but you don't understand how they feel, but you want to feel some type of way because somebody texted somebody that you're not even together with no more, but that just had your babies that you're not even trying to claim. But slap in the face. And Rich couldn't say the saying at the time, but I'll say it for him. He pretty much wanted to say it's like the kettle calling the pot black. It's funny you say that because you kind of did the same to me back in New York. It's from what he was trying to say in his confessional. And he said he don't give a F. It was just drunk flirting. Safari don't believe that. He said, no, you love her. You in love with her. That ain't no drunk flirting. Erica even said the same thing later on in the next scene, which we'll get to in a moment. But they all talk about if there's any type of reconciliation that would ever happen between Safari and Erica. Safari said he don't know. It will take a lot before they get back together. I think y'all finalized y'all divorce a couple weeks ago. Thank you, Jesus, because we don't need to see y'all no more. But then we have Scrappy going through a whole little monologue saying how he felt when him and Bams were going through it. And I forgot, I think it was Kirk who made mention of how it's going to be if they were to split up. So then he had to think in his head how it was going to be if other man came in and be like, oh, yeah, Safari was the daddy, but I'm the daddy now. He didn't say that word for word. I'm just paraphrasing. I got to let that be known. But how it's going to feel when another guy tries to come in the picture and all that stuff. And, he's not there as the father and all that stuff. So now Scrappy, what are you doing? Now you getting into Safari's head about the whole thing. So Safari, he's just like sitting there, thinking it over, thinking it through. Listen, guys. Safari throws, okay. This guy gets up, throws the chips, okay? I'm just like, okay, I already seen the preview, so I'm like, okay, yeah, continue, Safari. He throws the chips. He gets up, grabs the chair he was sitting on to throw it, just for the thing to come back in. I'm sorry. I replayed that thing like 2-3 times because I'm just like, see, this execution was so poor. We knew what you was trying to do. You were trying to be Jock from part A of season 10. Okay, you were trying to be Jock, but it didn't work out for you, Safari, because the thing just came right back at you in the head, and you just had to keep walking off. So you was probably mad about the Rich situation, about the daddy thing situation, and now about the chair situation, because now you embarrass yourself even more than you should already be embarrassed. I don't know. So then he done left, got in his car, and then sped off down the street. Safari, listen, you just played yourself in this moment because it's like you didn't need to do all that. You could have just got up and walked out, be like, all right, I'm not doing this. But no, you just had to, one up yourself and hit yourself in the head with a chair. Congratulations. So, obviously Scrappy, because he always has his face. He's just like. And then he go Mendeecees talking about he must have been thinking about Rich being the daddy. Listen, Mendeecees, you being messy. I don't know what you're doing in this episode, but you really trying to get an extra commission in this check for this episode because you was playing messy balls. Okay? And we get to Rich immediately after. He calls up Erica, meets up with Erica at the winery to tell Erica about what just happened at the poker game. I'm like, Rich, you don't even sleep on it. You immediately be like, hey, E, even calling her nicknames. I had to text E, call E to meet up with E to tell her what. Really, Rich? You messy too? I don't know who's messier, you or Mendeecees. You guys should be the best of friends at this point and just gossip and see how you guys could canoodle your way into some mess for the episode. I don't understand because y'all just both on, some messy bird stuff. So he tells Erica what done happened. Tells Erica that she has a DNA test on her horizon. Erica looking at him like, what? And she's obviously pissed, but she tells him to let him do it so he could, look more like a fool. And Erica, he don't gotta look more like a fool than he already did by hitting himself with a chair last scene, okay? So he already keep making himself look like a clown. Don't even worry about that, Erica. But of course, obviously she's hurt at the same time that you would question her that your kids. She's like, she's not even upset for herself, but just, upset for her kids and how embarrassed they will feel when they get older and realize their daddy done questioned them being his kids. So, not Eric. Rich said he supports her with all, she got going on. She looking like she about to cry, so I'm glad it went on to the next scene because I don't need to see Erica crying no more. We get to Sierra. She's throwing Rennie Rucci a slumber party to help her take her mind off things with her mom. And I guess while they're waiting for Rennie to come through the door, everybody congratulates Sierra on her engagement and they show her the ring. She admits that it's her second engagement in 1 year. Huh? I have to think about this. We're in 2022, right? She got engaged in 2000. Oh, within. Okay, never mind. Don't listen to me. I guess within the span of 12 months. Because I'm thinking like you wasn't with BK in 2022. You was with him in like early 2021. Okay, but I guess they're saying as if within the span of 12 months, this is her second. Okay. See, I just answered my own question. Okay, whatever. So this is her second ring within the span of 12 months with the second guy within the span of 12 months. And okay, she's still having cold feet about Eric. And it's like you should be having cold feet about yourself, Sierra. But okay, we're gonna just blame everything on Eric. It's all Eric's fault. And they then talk about poker night. No, I said Sierra. In my notes I put Sierra, but I believe Erica is the one who told them about poker night. And then I guess that's when Rennie shows up. She's appreciative for the slumber party. She changes into her matching PJ set. And they sit down and just chop it up a little bit. They talk about how many kids Rennie has. She has two. Excuse me. And then I forgot who asked Kendra. They said, Kendra, how many kids you got? Because Kendra said she's not a mom, but she's a stepmom. And someone said, oh yeah, how many stepkids? Let's tell Rennie how many stepkids you got. Rennie don't care. Rennie worried about her mama, and like she not worried about none of y'all and all y'all mess y'all got going. But okay, whatever. She's just doing this for the TV show at this point. But Kendra says she got 8, possible 9. Erica calls her out on her bluff. She then starts talking about, oh yeah, when they were engaged and they took a break, Jock got somebody pregnant. And Erica was like, okay, so you knew about it. You knew about it. So why'd you lie? So then it goes to commercial for dramatic effect, comes back from commercial for dramatic effect. And Kendra was just like, well, Mita was new information. Okay, but that's not addressing the original question from Erica of why you lied about you not knowing about the baby when you clearly knew about the baby. And everybody on Twitter talking about y'all wasn't even on a break. So my thing is, Kendra, if you were on a break, just say that. I don't even understand why you lying. Because we all know you're going to stick beside him anyway. So why not just be upfront? Be like, I know he did what he did, guys. But, I love Joseel. And I'm going to stay next to Joseel no matter what. Because I'm his wife. You could have just said that. We would have just been like, okay, whatever. That's what you want to do. Fine. But to lie about it now is just like, you're just looking more dumb than staying with him just to stay with him. So, whatever, Kendra. But if you guys weren't on a break, you could have just said that too. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you guys have an open relationship. You could have just said that too. We have an open relationship. So he does his thing, I do my thing. So that would have sounded like a better excuse to me too. But whatever. And Bambi started talking about Mita's energy. She don't like that and how Mita wanted to fight her and whatnot. Spice, is going to defend Mita a little bit because that is her friend. And Spice was like, okay, no, let me just pull Kendra to the side because all these girls are saying all these different things. And Spice says that Jock and Mita is done and that Mita don't even want him no more. Who told you that, Spice? Because in the beginning of the part B of this season, Mita was talking about, she loves Jock. Jock will forever love her. So that don't sound like someone to me who's done with Jock. Because I bet you if Jock were to hit her up and be like, hey, Mita, you want to meet up to do what we do? She probably would say, oh, yes. He said if he were to be like, "Oh, me and Kendra not together no more. You want to just get together?" She would probably say, "Oh yes." So Spice, I don't know if you're just saying that just for Mita's grace, or if Mita told you that to make it seem like she's done. She not done. She not done. Okay, that's why she on this damn show for a damn storyline for that. When I don't understand why, because if you the part of the group or whatever for the Grammys, you need to be focused on that instead of Love and Hip Hop crap. But anyway, Spice suggests that she can do a sit down with Kendra and Mita, and Kendra agrees she would love to do that so she can get to the bottom of things. What is there? What is there to get to the bottom of? You already know Jock done slept with her. She done, she done slept with Jock. I guess just to figure out the exact years. What doesn't matter at this point? It's been when you guys were together. That's all you need to know. But okay, whatever. Here's another person to add to the list, Kendra, I guess, for her chart. But we move on to the girls downstairs, still talking with Rennie. And of course, they're letting Rennie vent about, her mother. And at least she's just grateful that they was able to patch up the relationship before she passed away. And of course, when someone gets emotional, Erica gonna cry too. And it seems to go well. Is there anything else to say? No, that was it. Spice and Kendra come back down, and I don't even know what they said. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant at this point. And then last scene, we have Sierra and Eric. They go to counseling with Sierra's pastor, and the pastor, after hearing both sides about their issues, says that Sierra never got over her marriage or her relationship with the BK or her past trauma. Sierra agrees, but says, okay, but we're here now. And the pastor said, okay, well, first off, y'all need to live alone. Y'all don't need to be living together. And y'all need to date each other again and try to work on the relationship, not as now living together, all that stuff, but as like kind of like a redo, kind of, like a reset. Eric don't want to do that. Sierra was like, no, I think that's a good idea. I think we should, be in separate places and do our own thing. Eric don't want that. And she's like, are you saying you want to break up? He's like, no, you came out your mouth, not mine. But I'm not trying to go backwards. And Sierra's just like, they need to take a break. So Eric just got fed up and he just left. He dipped. Well, Eric, listen. You can dip all you want, but I feel like you're just gonna come right back. So at this point, Eric, you could throw a little tantrum, a little fit, but you gonna come back tomorrow talking about, okay, I got my own place, or I'm going back to New York, so let's just, try to start over again. So I can only try to defend you so much, Sierra. You just need to go to therapy one-on-one sessions first, and while you're taking your break, you need to figure out what's wrong with you. Eric, you need to put your foot down a little bit, but you're probably not going to put your foot down a little bit. But at the same time, both of y'all need to do individual counseling and then couples counseling as well. And, you never know. Maybe her being alone, Eric, might make her realize, dang, I was really not nice to my husband. Maybe we're hoping for the best. We're hoping for the best. But that was the end of the episode. There's nothing else to say. Next episode, I don't even remember what the preview was, to be honest with you. I'm just going to have to be refreshed of my memory next week when it comes back. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. And please let me know, do you think Sierra and Eric should even be together at this point in time? Or do you think they should just break up at this point in time? Let me know. But until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Love and Hip Hop Miami. And until then, peace out, y'all. Bye.